This is the best I've ever heard the Kemper sound. That is a direct quote from the Suze while we were doing this demo, and I couldn't agree more. 2.0 is so good, it's insane. The feel under fingers, the ability to clean up, and the more things I put through it, the more I'm realizing just how good, how amp-like Profiling 2.0 is. Cranking up the 68 and the 74 Marshalls, I did them together through the two speakers that, and the cabinets that, just the best ones I found for this era of Marshalls. Kind of my go-tos are their vintage 412s. One's a Marshall, and that's got the classic medium magnet M25 speaker, what we call today the greenback, right? That's the classic Marshall, cleans, crunch, extended presence in the high end, kind of a scoop in the mid-range, and some nice low end, really an open sound and kind of what you think of as the Marshall sound. But we also did the heavier magnet. It was another type of greenback, but today we call it the H30. And that is the heavier magnet. You're going to get more low mids, more in the mid-range, less extended presence, but still a good amount of high-end treble up to the 5K point, and it starts to really dump off. Really a nice speaker, and I love it. You're going to get a lot of use out of it. We did all the channels of both amps, so normal, bright, and jumper together, straight in through both speakers. We also put a mid boost in front. So many classic recordings and so many just great rock recordings have a mid boosted Marshall on there where they boost the mids in front, whether that be a pedal or an EQ or something on the guitar. You're going to love it if you're on single coils. Even if you're not, it's a more aggressive sound. It's more of the modded Marshall sound, what people were going for in the 80s. These older Plexis are capable of some of the most beautiful cleans and sort of mid gain and crunch stuff, but you really need to boost them to get them into the higher territory, especially the 68, which has less gain than the 74. You get the mid boost. You also get the Klon going into the front of all these amps. That provides an upper mid range that is just so already there in the Marshall, and it just makes it sound like the archetype Marshall. It's so more gain, more mid range stuff, shaves off a little high and low to give you more high gain kind of feel. They sound so good. You get 36 liquid 2.0 profiles. They sound good on any Kemper, MK1 or MK2, but I'm telling you, go get an MK2. You got to feel these in the full resolution, the full thing. These sound incredible. The feel under fingers. I could do a whole video, like I said, on cleaning these things up, and I probably will. You also get, because when you open these up, you're going to see that there's a bunch of profiles, and they're all the EQs on Marshalls are at 10s, and they're higher gain. Where's the clean stuff, right? That's how we captured them, because that's kind of the Marshall sweet spot, and that's kind of how we did the liquid profiles. And that's where everybody likes to just crank up a Marshall and go. And it's up to you to sort of dial them in. So I wanted to give you something to just really apply it, right? And really have some great tones. So there's 27 curated tones in here where, warm, clean, bright OD, fuzz, right? Because I know if you want to get a warm, clean sound on a Marshall, what you do to the normal channel to do that. I know what you do if you want the Hendrixy Stratty clean, right? And so I've kind of done that for you and added some effects, some great trems, chorus, some ambient stuff, great crunch, and there's just a lot of really great sounds you can get with these Marshalls. So I tried to help you out. 27 curated tones and then 6 directs of both amps, just direct in, no frills. You can plug them into your own speakers and rock out like you've got the real thing. They're incredibly realistic. They are incredibly awesome. This is the best sounding pack maybe I've ever done and put out, because these are two of the best sounding amps I've ever done and put out, and 2.0 captures them with just such an incredible clarity. Word to the wise, if you're using these, please remember one thing. If you're on, these are because they're liquid profiles, they're gonna react like real Marshalls. So when they're on 10, they sound big and full, and then you pull back that volume and all of a sudden you hear this brightness go up and it gets a little thin. That's because you've got all of the gains, all of the EQs on 10. Normally on a Marshall, what you would do is you wouldn't run the presence on 10 unless you have that gain all the way up, because then it brings in the fullness and the bass. It'll start to sound thin on you. So as you back that gain off, just remember, go ahead and pull down, some of the presence. Normally, you don't put the presence on 10 unless you fully crank a Marshall, because again, it gives you that lift. These are the idiosyncrasies of the amps that we're not always used to on the profiler, unless you kind of have owned them and know about them. You usually would bring down the presence, maybe 6 or something, and then you sort of dial it in from there. And bass 2, right? On the bright channel, you're gonna have it way up. On the normal channel, you might put it way down. That's just how these amps were. Those inputs were way different. But you're gonna find the tones. Use the 27 curated tones. I'll shut up now. Listen to some of these. It's some of the best stuff we've ever heard from the Kemper. It is a new era, dudes. The 2.0 Kemper era is bright. I'm here for it, and I'm going to be bringing a ton of stuff. If you're on the other platforms, I'll have this out for you next week, along with a whole nother pack for everything, because I got another Kemper pack and another full pack for everything that's already done, but I wanted to get these out. HW.